So, yachting reviews, going well. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, sort your life out. But we're back. We're back here in Hamburg with Michael Schmidt and partners to have a look at this 2021 example of a Beneteau Oceanis 30.1. So have you noticed this chine running all the way down? This is Beneteau got Pascale Conq to design this, who knows a thing or two about yacht design. This, apparently, I haven't sailed this yacht, Graham has. He did the Beneteau test down in Les Sables, and he said it's kind of quite quick to heel, but then stays there, doesn't go further. It gets to about 20 degrees of heel and sticks there, which is probably to do with this. I think it's all about volume. It's just creating more volume inside. Carries its beam quite far forward. L-shaped iron keel, 1.88 draft. We've got a shaft here rather than the sail drive. I think that's because Americans prefer shaft, and they were hoping this boat would go big there. Fixed 3-blade prop on the shaft with this P bracket here, and twin rudders. So up at the bow, you can see this sort of stem head fitting here. There's a pad out at the end for your, it can take a Jenica or a Code Zero that goes on this spinnaker halyard. That's a Genoa halyard. Offset of bow roller to port, and then in here there's your windlass, the remote's downstairs, and there's plenty of drop there for your chain and cable. Decent non-slip, which I like, and I like this a lot. Got really big tow rails moulded in to the deck. There's your water filler. That's for the tank under the forward bunk. Okay, so you notice these side decks are like quite narrow. It's because Beneteau, when they were designing this boat, they wanted to make it under 3 meters, and this is 2.99 meters, as thin as it gets. The reason for that is that you can truck it across Europe without needing outriders, which saves you a bunch of money if you did want to take the boat to the Med or for whatever reason. So quite narrow side decks is the lesson, but you've got these really good tow rails again. Handrails there, sort of swing round the shrouds, chain plates outboard, and then there's this sort of bridle-based main sheet system, which is looks effective. So into the cockpit, got these lines here to close off what is a very open transom, especially when it's out of the water. Twin wheels. I think there is a tiller option, but this one's got the twin wheels. Harken 35s here. The main sheet is up there, which is tricky. This boat's got autopilot, so you can just flick it on, do whatever you need to do with the main and come back. Twin wheels, the access ports for the emergency tillers are here. Got a cockpit shower there. In here you've got a gas bottle. It's not huge, but you're not going away for weeks. And then nice detail here, again, as standard, is a gas leak detector. Got this drop down platform here. That's just bolts either side, let that down. Engine controls here. There's a ladder which you can let down from in the water, so if you jump in a fit of madness having arrived at your anchorage, then you can still let down the ladder and get back on board, which is handy. Bilge pump there, the handle's in here. Yeah, engine controls, your cup of tea. I think it's a really nice helming position. The views forward are good. Got my Genoa winch here. Yeah, there's my cup of tea. Table, twin leaves, good size. Huge cockpit locker here. Again, rubber seals, gas struts, just nice details. Yeah, so there's your emergency tiller, fenders, etc. Got so B&G again. The spec is quite high on this one. There's a little plotter there, the autopilot there, and yeah, it's a pretty comfy place to be. So here we are in the saloon, which has got pretty decent headroom, I think, for a 30-foot boat. This is genius. So it feels a good space, but you open this, and and the sense of space is increased massively. It's just a much bigger space suddenly. So here we have 2 benches, 2 sofa seats. Beneath this one, you've got the calorifier, accumulator, water pump, and bilge pump. You've got storage under here. Another nice detail, you know, usually you've got to tear the cushion off and chuck it away and fiddle around with. These are just hinged. You're straight in. Same here. Beneath that one is a toolkit, fire extinguisher. This is an optional, so if you take the seat out, then you have an optional chart table. But if you don't want it, fold it away, and you've got an extra big bench. Table's nice, storage in there, with little fiddles to keep things in place. With more bottle storage just under there. And it's a decent sized table. I love these whole ports. They're a little low for me, possibly. But I do like them. Again, they increase the sense of space, as do these long port lights here. The LED lighting is really good for mood, and the finish is generally actually quite special. There's little rubber pads here so the doors don't bang. Good access to keelboats under here. They've been very thoughtful about giving you maintenance access. So you can see the whole liner there. You also check your keel bolts, and you know there's a run through if there are any leaks. You can see them there. So in the fore cabin, we've got this big opening hatch here with a bit of ventilation there. Got a shelved locker this side, hanging locker this side. There's 2 little cubbies up here, and that one's got a USB port, double USB port, so it's good for charging your phone, that kind of thing. Bits of stowage outboard. Yeah, and I love this, again, just a little detail, the finish. Beneath here, you've got the freshwater tank, and forward of that is some stowage, just under there. Galley, again, great headroom. We've got the ventilation outboard, do not open at sea. A bit creaky underfoot, but there you go. Single sink with a mixer tap. These can get knocked when you're sort of wandering around. Beneath that, you've got a cutlery drawer. Under that is the bin. Slides out. So you've got a light over here, which is very handy for seeing what you're doing on the stove. And you've also got one here, so you're not kind of, you know, it's not here and your head's blocking it whenever you're chopping and all that kind of caper. Got a 75 litre fridge here, which is most of your workspace, so you just have to plan ahead. That's the way things work on these pocket cruisers. They've got a shelved locker out there, more space here, twin burner stove with a pot locker underneath and the gas shut off. It's got everything you need, really. So this is the head. Plenty of headroom, as you see. I'm 6 foot, 182 or whatever it is. There's an opening hatch out here for ventilation. There's a very lovely, this has got Webasto heating. It's quite heavily spec'd, this one. There's a little heating outlet there, which I think you'd appreciate. There's the shower. Plugs in there. And this is a lovely detail. I don't know if it's owner's own, but you can unpick this and drop the whole thing over the woodwork, so you're not soaking everything all the time. Holding tank in there, that's just an access panel. Shelved lockers outside. And under there you've got access to all the seacocks and a lovely sink. Hooks on the back of the door for your towel. So this is the aft cabin, port aft. It's a 2 cabin layout, forward and this one. Massive storage out there. Like this hatch here under the spray hood, so you can have that open any time. And again, it's got the pop studs on it, so you can, like, you know, black out the blind. Storage out here, again with the double USB port there, which is a nice detail. In here you've got a hanging locker, shelved locker. You've got these shelves outboard. Again, I love the mood lights. And there's, well, a bit of damage, but again, it makes the place feel more homely. Under here you've got There's access to all the house batteries, there's your switches there. And the panel under the inboard cushion gives access to the primary fuel filter and the stern gland. And out back, there's a hatch there that gives you access to the quadrants. There's twin rudders, so it's access to the quadrants and the hydraulic autopilot. Another nice little detail here is in the moulding, they've recessed these channels so that you know all the dust and whatever you drop on the floor collects there, so you can hoover it up or brush it up without walking it through the whole boat. Nice. So engine access is good. Just raise these steps on the hydraulic strut. And down here you've got access to, so there's your dipstick, there's the impeller, oil fillers there, raw water intake, coolant. There's another panel in here so you can get at your oil filter, and another panel there so that you can get at the starter motor. I like this boat. I think there's a lot of pleasant details about it. I think a lot of thought has gone into the finish. Like I say, I've not sailed it, but the man behind the camera, Graham, has. He did the Beneteau test down in Les Sables-d'Olonne. This boat was built after Beneteau had sort of taken over Delphia yachts in Poland, Polish builder. And Delphia built a lot of smaller yachts, and like really good smaller yachts. And I think a lot of that learning was brought into the production of this yacht. There are loads of lovely details around the place. Sails very well. Graham's a big fan of the boat. And this seems to be a pretty well spec'd up example. Webasto heating, Fusion sound system, B&G electronics. Yeah, the bells and whistles. It's on for 99,500 British pounds. And yeah, thanks to Michael Schmidt and Partners for allowing us to come down and test it. And don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. Let us know what you think.